Welcome. You said you did not like this. Oh, radicals. So here I am to help you with this. We really don't have to like it. We just need to be patient with that. Being patient means when things did not show up the way we want, we still have hope. We still do the best we can. Now, first thing, let's do some anatomy work. This N is called index. And this is your radical symbol. And this A is integer. It is called radicand. Sometimes you will say square root 64. Now, remember this rule. The principal nth root of A is a positive number unless n is odd and A is less than 0. So we're going to take the principal square root, that is 8. What if we have question like this? Then we have negative 8. How about this? Then we have positive negative 8. How about we have a cube root? It's positive 125. Then we have positive 5. Now, remember earlier we talked about the principal nth root of A is a positive number unless n index is odd and A is less than 0. Let's give it negative 125. Now we have negative 5. Let us continue. Before we solve these two problems, remember for any real number A and any integer n where n is greater than 1, nth root is positive real number or 0 when A is positive or A is 0. The principal nth root is negative real number when A is negative and n is odd. That's our super important rule here. Now, with this in mind, let's solve the following problems. We have square root 144 to x squared. 144, that's easy to take care of. That's 12. But when you bring the x squared out, you need to say absolute value of x. Why? Remember the principal nth root rule we talked about a few times. And next one, we have negative 10. Because that's from 100, the negative is there. Negative is right here. So we remember keep the negative. And when b comes out, b need to have absolute value. Or you can write down this. We can say negative absolute value 10 and b here inside this absolute value. Let's continue. What if we have a question look like this? 25 and we have y to the 16th power. Okay? Alright, so 25 is 5 squared. Y to the 16th power, that is 4th power, 4th power. Therefore, 5 can come out. And y to the 4th power, we're going to guarantee it will be a positive, so no need to go through absolute value this time. Remember to use your absolute value in situation like this. So this is w has 4th power. When w has the 4th power and the index here is also 4th. Therefore, this time you're going to use absolute value. You're going to say negative because the negative symbol comes from here. And then absolute value, and you say w. Okay? That's the solution right here. Now, this time it's the square root. The index is 2. Therefore, we're going to say absolute value x minus 1. That's the solution. Now, if you forgot about the rule I mentioned, please rewind it, and it is always a great idea to write down. Research have shown if we can use pencil, paper, of course pen is good, and write it down, it's much better than use your device or simply sit here, watch that. All right, let's look at our next question. We have index is also 2 here. Therefore, 36, take the square root, 6 can come out. And look at y. Y is second power and another second power. So y can come out as y to the second power. But how about x? This is the way x come out. So we're going to keep y here. X stay absolute value. Let us deal with these negative numbers. All right. So we have the cube root. Under the cube root, we have negative 1. So we have negative 1. Why is that? Because think about negative 1, negative 1, negative 1 times we have negative 1, right? Okay, next one. And we have a negative under the cube root. We have a negative 64. Therefore, keep the first negative and then look at the cube root negative 64. That is negative 4. And then you have a negative negative. We have positive 4. So we just write down 4. And next one, we have a fourth root, 625. And no negative symbol under the, oh, there's one negative symbol here. I just saw it right here. So we're going to copy it down. And we have negative 5. Very good. All right, let's see what we have. Under the square root, we have x squared. Remember, it's also one of the previous practice. We know what to do. We're going to bring out, but make sure we put this guy in the absolute value because we need to guarantee the principal square root is positive. All right, let's look at next one. This time I see here's a negative sign here. Therefore, I'm going to copy it down. Then I go look at it. X to the 16th power is x to the 8th power times the another power that is 2. Therefore, I have a negative x to the 8th power come out. I'm going to circle my solution here. And next one, I have under the square root, I have 4z squared. Therefore, 4 can come out, but z, you have to stay in the absolute value. All right, let's look at this one. This question is very similar to a few questions we just solved earlier. And let's look at it. We have a square root here. Okay, now make sure when you take it out, absolute value. Now there you have it. I love this question because in this question, we're going to use, did you remember if I have two numbers added or subtracted, I want to get the square of it. What do we have? I have m squared, n squared, plus 2mn, minus I have m squared, n squared, minus 2mn. And what does this part look like to you? Does it look like this rule? I forgot to put at here, or I need to put it at here. All right. Does it look like this? That's right. Therefore, we can rewrite under the square root, rewrite as d minus 4. Open close parenthesis squared. Why? Because think about it. If you write as d minus 4, it is actually d squared. 4 squared is 16 minus 2 times 4 times d. And did you say that's what it is? All right, so I rewrite it, and I write as d minus 4, open, close parenthesis, and square. Now you know what's happening. The next step, we're going to put a d minus 4 in the absolute value. Oh, check. Don't forget, we actually have a negative symbol here, negative symbol here. Now we call it all down here. All right, I'm going to erase this rule. Our last question is right here. Actually, I'm going to erase all this portion, and we get a space. We can solve this one. This one look a little bit busy, but it's actually really simple because that's a fourth power. Fourth power is second power, and outside another second power, minus second power, outside another second power, which means we get the square root. This time we do not need to use the We do not use the absolute value because we have the second power. And there you go, all done here. All right, let's solve the last three problems. I'm so glad you're still here. This time we're going to look at fifth roots. So think about the fifth roots and 32. 32 is what? 32 is 2 to the fifth power. And then look at a minus b to the 10th power. That is to the second power and to the fifth power. All right? And for this reason, and we can have 2 come out. 2, you are out. And a minus b, second power. That's it. We're done with this one. Let's look at the second one. Back to second power. Back to second power, we look at the square root of 4. Square root of 4 is 2 squared, and x is to the 8th power to the second power. All right? If you simply write down x to the 8th power, that is incorrect because remember our principal square root rule. Therefore, we need to put this guy in the absolute value. Our last question for this practice is also a square root. Therefore, we're going to rewrite 25 as a square root. And B, see if we can also find a square root. Yes, we can. So we have 2, and we factored out x minus 2. That's it, okay? So we can rewrite it one more time so you can see better. This is x minus 2 is the exponent, and outside got a power that is 2, which means 5 can come out. But remember, if you see b comes out like this, no, think about our principal square root rule. Therefore, put this guy in the absolute value. There you have it. I hope you have enjoyed this. Remember, be patient with yourself. Love is patient. And be kind to yourself. Love is kind. And always have hope. And never give up. Happy learning.